This is Fido Friendly Travel Talk. Here's your host, Susan Sims.
Hey everybody, it's Susan Sims with Fido Friendly Travel Talk, brought to you by Animal Radio, where we talk about the travel and lifestyle of your furry best friends. My guest today is Sheila Nichols from the Sunsational 6, who along with her 6 pups are an internet hit. Their first viral video was her reading Was the Night Before Christmas to the pups on TikTok as a bedtime story. If that were not adorable enough, imagine all in matching pajamas. Hi, Sheila. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Susan. Thanks a lot for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know, I found you, so I want to take credit for that. But you're reading the bedtime stories to your 6 adorable poodles, all in matching outfits, yourself included. It must be, for me, it's one of the most fun videos out there. And besides making us grin from ear to ear, I wanted to ask when you started and how you trained the pack to listen to your stories with such great attention.
Okay, yes. How I started as far as the story reading was I would train them to sit around me, sort of in a semicircle, and they'd wait their turn to get their treats. So, they're treat motivated, as most dogs, I would assume, are. And so they would wait their turn. And so then one Christmas, I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to sit around the Christmas tree and read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas? So that's what started it all. And they were true troopers and angels. At that time, I had 5, and we were called the Florida Fab 5. Now, Shaker passed last year, so he's no longer with us. And then moving along, fast forward, I now have 6, of course, and changed the name. We were planning to get 5 again, but I'll get into why we have 6 maybe further along. But basically, I trained them to sit around me and then incorporated the story reading. And I love matching them. So that just worked out perfectly.
It's cute. So tell our listeners what their names and ages are. And this is what I really want to know. Who, and maybe they all are this way, but who was the easiest and who was the hardest to train?
Okay, their names are starting with, Shaker, who passed away last year. He was 12. And now we have Martini. He is actually 12 this year. And then Olive, she's 4. We have Margarita, she's 9. We have Salt, he's 10. We have Tequila and Brandy, and they're 1 each. And as far as who's the smartest, I would say, or the easiest to train, I would say Martini. I always call him the brainy one of the family. So I would think it'd be Martini. Now, he's lost his hearing over the years now, so that's a little challenge, with hand motions and things like that. But he's a trooper. And as far as the hardest, really, it's whenever you start incorporating a puppy. So Brandy and Tequila came at the same time, and they wanted to, instead of bedtime, it was playtime as far as they were concerned. So they wanted to, play with each other. So that took about 6 months until they kind of came into the fold. And I think a lot of that is the pack mentality. They saw that their brothers and sisters were doing this, and so they finally got the message, and they're engrossed just as well as the other ones now.
Oh, yeah, it's so sweet to watch. And so I had to ask too about the outfits because that's the other thing is you have the matching outfits, yourself included. So where do you find these?
Actually, when you talked about finding me, the pajama company found me. And they have matching pajamas for the owners and the pets, the entire family. So they wanted to send me pajamas, and I was more than willing. So I've actually partnered with them. So that's how the matching PJs came into being. And, it's a match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. Now, other outfits that that get, I'll get either through Amazon, or there's actually folks out there that make dog clothes on Etsy, or I find them through Instagram. So that works out too. But I love the matching pajamas.
Oh, I do too. The cute one I saw the other day was so adorable when they have their little cowboy hats on. That cracked me up.
Yes, I love, well, yeah, the cowboy hats came from Amazon. Nobody made those. But yeah, and I do try to get, little, if I can, little hats that maybe match or go with the theme of the book. I like doing that. So,
Yeah.
and they seem to be troopers with that as well. So it
Oh,
works out really well.
it's adorable, or what we like to say at Fighter Friendly, it's adoggable. So
Ah,
of all the stories, and maybe you have more than one favorite, but you have a favorite, and what do you think the TikTok, the viral phenomenon that we now have? Which one of those stories went viral?
well, originally when I had the five and I did the Twas the Night Before Christmas, that actually went viral on TikTok, which in turn helped my Instagram account. Then what happened is there's one out on Instagram. It actually hit it's the highest now. It's 25.6 million views. And that was on Instagram. And then that then in turn increased some of the TikTok viewership. So it goes back and forth. But my viewership, the most followers are with Instagram currently. And my favorite, well, what's interesting about that one is out of all of them, we're not matching. The pajamas don't match in that 25.6, million views. We don't match. So that's kind of, interesting. But we're all wearing different pajamas. But my favorite actually is one where I had them wear these wigs that look like Dolly Parton. And we read a book that she had written or partnered with. And so we read that book and they were in Dolly Parton wigs and we matched in some pink attire. But I couldn't incorporate the babies because they were wanting to eat the wigs. So one of these days I'm going to have a redo. So there are only 4. If you see that video, you only see 4. I'll redo that so that all 6, because I think they're at the stage now where they won't eat the wigs.
Oh, that's so funny. It's just delightful any way you look at it. So where is the best place for our listeners to find you? And also we want to let our listeners know that it's Sunsational, which is SUN, like the sun in the morning. And where are the best places for them to go take a peek?
Right. The best places, we do Instagram, we do TikTok, and we're also on YouTube. But I would say the most videos, if you want to get the most bang for your buck, not that they're paying, but if you want to, Instagram, I've posted the most videos out there. And you're right about Sunsational. And the reason I did that twist is because we live in Florida, the sunshine state. And of course, that was a play on words there.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense to me. So before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
Well, if they go to, say, our Instagram page and they click up there in the bio, there'll be a link. And that link will give them all kinds of resources. Like we one thing we did, which I was ecstatic about, was Tampa daytime TV show, had us come to the studio. So there's an interview out there that that was our TV debut. So they'll find that out there. They'll find a couple articles about us and some other fun things. So I encourage folks to look for that if they can. And I've just enjoyed the whole social media thing. I've met a lot of nice people through the process. You meet them online and then you get to meet them in person. So it's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed sharing my poodles with the world.
That's so amazing. Well, keep up the fun work, and thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
You're welcome, Susan. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
That's it for Fido Friendly Travel Talk. You have been listening to my guest, Sheila Nichols, from the Sunsational 6. That's spelled S-U-N, Sunsational 6. For more information about today's show or just about traveling with Fido, log on to FidoFriendly.com. Until next time, travel safe and leave no dog behind. This is Susan Sims with Fido Friendly Travel Talk.